Hey everybody, Steven here. I am at Whitewater State Park, so I love this park. I think if you haven't come to Whitewater State Park yet, you gotta do yourself a favor and come here. Truly a really beautiful, lovely park. So out here at Whitewater State Park, doing a little collaboration video. So Robert Pelton, who's YouTube, and he's local here in the Twin Cities, kind of came up with an idea in a Facebook group to do a little gear collaboration video. So there's a few people that we're doing it with. So there's Greg Bell Outdoors, BackCountry Adam, Triple Nickel Outdoors, Robert Pelton, and I. So yeah, we're gonna do a little collaboration video. So the whole idea here is to pick your 3 favorite pieces of gear that you're most excited for the year. So I'm doing this in the most unconventional way possible. I don't have the gear with me, so I'm gonna throw up some pictures and links just to show you all the gear that I'm looking at. But I just want to come out and talk about it. I'll throw up links for it, and I just want to come out for a hike today. So I could have done the whole, really professional kind of video, but I figured I would just come out here, do a hike, talk to you about the gear, and show a little bit of Whitewater State Park, because I love it here. So Whitewater River, pretty good trout river, so a lot of trout out here. There was a couple of years ago, there was it might have even been last summer, there was some type of a chemical spill in the river. If you go along the river here, you will see a little cabins and trailers and stuff, and some of the park people thought it might have been some kind of people manufacturing meth, and maybe they were going to get caught, or just some kind of a weird chemical that maybe a farmer had or something like that. But unfortunately it had a pretty big kill on a lot of the trout, so they're a little bit more scarce right now. There is some pretty heavy fishing too, so I've caught people out here poaching, taking massively more than they should. So it's unfortunate that people don't respect the environment out here, and don't respect a pretty fragile ecosystem out here. We don't have a lot of trout in Minnesota, especially more like brook trouts and rainbow trout and all that. And not many natural, that's for sure. So so it's unfortunate, that people aren't respecting that. Now I'm going a little slow here. It's pretty muddy. But yeah, we are doing a little talk about gear. Like I said, I'm doing it as unconventional as possible. So my 3 top pieces of gear that I'm excited for this year. Number 1. You may have heard me talking about this a little bit, and I will include some links or some photographs in this video. But number 1 is going to be my Superior Wilderness Designs 35 ultralight. I do plan on doing a video on it soon, proper review. So it's great. I mean, it's a 35-liter ultralight pack. I think that people, I don't know what's going on with some people. Some people have issues fitting all their stuff in a backpack. I mean, this thing, I put a 30-degree full hammock setup in there, including multiple days of food in an earth sack, like everything I need, and I barely was using the top of the actual roll top, so I pretty much was just using the body of the pack. So pretty roomy, just comfortable. I mean, I'm so excited because it's smaller, it's a much narrower profile, it's a little shorter, and just super comfortable. I have a lot of packs, and I tell people, if you need a basic starting pack, ULA is a good starting point. And I still would say that, you know, if you want something that's you know, quick, that ships within a couple days, they have great customer service, they have a great warranty, and they have really neat designs and really comfortable, you know, very minimal and simple. But you know, if you're willing to wait, I would really give Superior Wilderness Designs a chance. My ULA Ohm 2.0, and I have a weird version. It's black, but it's not the thicker Robic that they use. So it's a thinner ripstop material. So it's even lighter weight than the traditional ULA packs. But my ULA Ohm 2.0 has been amazing. And I seriously, so the Superior Wilderness Designs 35 liter that I got, I omitted the hip belt. Completely told him just don't even put the attachment points on the hip belt, and just to save weight. And also I found with my Ohm, because I tried it once without a hip belt, I found with my Ohm that the little attachment points rub on me. But with the Ohm, because it's a fairly large capacity pack, at least in my experience, or for my needs, I didn't want to take those off. So I feel that not having those attachment points would be good for me, because I'm not using it with the hip belt. So even with no hip belt, and it has a little bit narrower straps than the Ohm, just by a little, it's more comfortable. Like the straps and wearing it's more comfortable. So I'm super excited for that. I do have a Z-Packs 4-in-1 I think pack for the front, so that's going to be carrying my camera and just some of my other gear. And then I have a whole slew of customizations on that particular pack that I chose. You know, I think you can get it for like I think 11 ounces if it's stripped down, something like that. Really lightweight if you go with the lightest weight stuff. Mine's more like 16.2 or something, so I got a lot of different options on it. A lot of different little pockets and stuff like that, but really great, really lightweight. So that's my number one piece of gear I'm most excited for. All right, so number two. Next piece of gear that I'm most excited for, I think, is going to be my new trekking poles. So Gossamer Gear has a couple trekking poles. They've got the 3-piece and they've got the 2-piece. So I got some of the 2-piece trekking poles. Once again, I'll put a link and stats and all that in. But with those trekking poles, they are amazing. So they are super lightweight. They're thinner than normal trekking poles, but they're very strong. The cork handle on them is really comfortable. It's a raw cork, so it's unlike some of the other trekking poles that you get that have a like kind of rubber embedded cork. This is like a raw cork. Super comfortable. And the other thing that's kind of interesting about them is that they have in the back of the cork handle, they have notches cut out, and those notches really give you a good grip. So I did choose the version that has the actual hand straps, but they're very minimal, pretty lightweight, and you can remove them just via screws. So I decided to get those. And the guys at Gossamer Gear, you know, really took care of me in terms of those poles. So another thing that I'm gonna be putting a review out on when I have time. Time is difficult, but I should be getting out and cracking out some reviews pretty soon. So look out for a review on those. And I'm just excited. You know, to me, trekking poles are kind of like, you know, they're like your shoes. They play a very important part. And oh, check out this bridge. This is a little trout stream here, feeds into the Whitewater River. Pretty cool. There's sometimes right up by this log, there's trout up here. Pretty spooky though. It's pretty crazy here too. Bugs are already biting, so you don't really get mosquitoes here, but you get little biting flies and gnats and stuff. We literally had snow on the ground a few days ago, so the mosquitoes are out in full force. Luckily, no mosquitoes at this park. So those, you know, trekking poles, like I was saying, you know, they're kind of like shoes. So there's been a big swing towards trail runners, and it completely makes sense. As long as you have the load and really the feet to be able to do it, I think the trail runners are fabulous. You know, they're a lot easier on your feet, lighter weight. You know, it feels like you're carrying less weight. Really comfortable. Oh, look at that sun back there. So these trekking poles, essentially, the way I would look at it is these are the trail runners of trekking poles. So super light, super just awesome, super comfortable in the hands. So really excited for those. Another way to shave weight. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, last but not least, number 3. Oh, and I would say, you know, the folks from both those companies are awesome to work with. Super nice, great to work with. So that's a big part of it for me, for sure. And number 3, speaking of nice and great to deal with, number 3 would be my new Dream Hammock Darien. So I'm a hammock camper, as pretty much anybody that knows me knows, and I care about comfort. You know, all of these things are really based around comfort for me. So with the Dream Hammock Darien, you know, hammocks are comfortable, but they're a varied level of comfortable. And what I've realized with the Dream Hammock, after getting it, is that I believe they're working a little voodoo. So what they're doing with their XL or with their extra wide material is they are cutting the ridgeline shorter. So with the shorter ridgeline, you have a flatter lay, and it's ridiculous. So climbing into my Darien, I got a 1.2 Robic, so not even their most comfortable material, especially not for my weight. So I would think that a Hyper D would be more comfortable for me, like a 1.6. But this thing is ridiculous. Like, it's heads above anything else I've ever laid in terms of comfort and in terms of how flat the lay is. So I'm super excited because, I mean, ultimately, I go out into the woods to exercise, to see nature, sometimes for camaraderie with people, but ultimately to go to sleep, you know, to eat some food, to go to sleep, and to not hear noise and just to relax. So that hammock is a big part of that. And the backpack comfort, trekking pole, weight and comfort, all of these are integral into, you know, really what I'm looking for in the woods, and that's to have a good time and be as comfortable as possible. So I'm pretty neat that Darien, I'm coupling it with some really lightweight suspension from Myers Tech, coupling it from in the deeper part of the summer with some 50-degree Apex quilts that weigh like, you know, 20 ounces combined. So the overall setup for that backpack and for the trekking poles is going to be pretty light. Ooh, some thorns. So really lightweight setup, really comfortable. That's my top 3. Oh, I'm good. How are you? They biting at all?
I am fishing pretty slow here.
Oh. Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I walked through there and did a little filming, so yeah. Well, you know, I do outdoors videos, so like backpacking and, you know, like ultralight backpacking, and I'm a hammock camper and I fish and stuff like that. So just kind of a little YouTube channel, and we have there's like a group of 5 of us that are kind of doing like a kind of a gear video. So what gear are you excited for this year is the premise of the video. Yeah. Well, I got a new backpack that I'm excited for, a pair of trekking poles, and then I have a new, like, really lightweight and comfortable hammock. So those are the 3. Yeah. What's that? Oh, I don't know. I bicycle. Yeah, bicycle. Oh, yeah. Alright everybody, so just gonna wrap up the video. Those are my 3 pieces of gear that I'm most excited for, and we'll see you next time. Bye.